All right, good afternoon, Desert Willow Off Grid. It's been a minute since I've done a video. We did vacation, bought an F-350, so now we're just kind of saving up for other projects. My son's is turning 16, so we're gonna get saving up for his vehicle there too. So that's the plan. So I figured I'd share, since we have projects going on, kind of a little bit about how we did what we did. So first off, in New Mexico, you're looking for land. We looked where we wanted to live. And for that, we found Zillow. The land we got, 20 acres, we found it on Zillow, right? So that's number one, figure out where you want to go, and then check the codes. New Mexico, it can vary by county to county, right? Some counties are more stringent than other counties. And then you have state codes, you have town codes, you have, like, if you're an ABQ, you got city codes. So we're out in the boondocks. So codes can be so strict where they require a well and a septic for you to live on your land, right? So just be wary, that's all. Check the codes before where you want to live. So that's what we did. Number one, check Zillow. Then we went and purchased our land. And then from there, number two, we put a fence up. Let me show you the fence. All right, so you can see the fence here. We use the Timeless fence system. We put this up. This was the first major thing we did. If you go way back in my videos, you can see here the big old fence we did. We did about 8 acres of our 20-acre property, somewhere around 8 to 10 acres. So you can see it going around out in the distance. So we have 5-strand electrical. Why? Because New Mexico, and there's actually some over there, you can see them. Let me see if I can zoom in. It's a keep out state. I don't know if you can see it. There's some cattle right there. So we're keeping those cattle out. Those aren't my cattle. And there's a watering hole right there. Right there for the cattle. So we are keeping the cattle out. So I didn't want them on our foundation and in our stuff, because they will do that. They're nosy. So this has been doing pretty good keeping them out. We did have some calves run through like a year or two ago. But other than that, it's kept out all the big ones. So the first major item we did was the fence. All right, there's a better shot of them right there in the watering hole. So yep, that's why we have a fence, to keep them out. Look at them staring at me. But they're cool to watch. There's no problems with them. So all right, the second big thing is, you can see here around all these freaking weeds, I gotta pull up again, is our septic. That is our big number 2 item that we put in. It's a traditional septic, concrete. You can see our leach field, I can't really see on the phone here, it goes down and goes left to that pipe down there. So it's just a simple, it's a pipe and it turns left. It's not a big field. So this was number 2. We actually plugged our RV into the clean out line right here to go into the septic. So why did we make this? Why did we go septic? Because it's easy. I'm not messing with my own poop, right? So the idea is, it's hard to move off grid. I'm not gonna joke, it is difficult, and I could only imagine messing with my own crap would make it even harder. So this made it nice and easy, and to this day it's even nice and easy. 3 to 5 years is when I should clean it out. We're on year 2 right now, so we should be good, and we use less water than normal, so it's probably even longer than that. So septic was the second big ticket item to help for our off-grid lifestyle. All right, our third big ticket item was the RV itself. It's a piece of junk. I can't say piece of junk. It ain't great though. So we didn't want to spend a lot of money on the RV, because we were planning to be on it only for 3 months. We ended up being in 6 months, but we got the RV, got a good deal on it from the neighbor, and brought it out here and hooked it into our septic. So the third item is number 3 for us. We weren't going to live in it long, because we were building our house. We sold our house we were in, moved to the land. They told us 3 months, really took 6 months, and then we were out. But RV was the next thing. All right, so number 4 was getting our solar stabilized. You can see this is the leftover remnants of our RV array. This was by our RV, now it's by our array. We're using it still from, what is it, a year ago? A little over a year and a half ago, our main array got damaged, and so we started utilizing this again. I still haven't finished it, so I need to get these 3 onto our main array. But the fourth thing, excuse me, was get solar set up. So we had our panels. I used a garden vinyl shed. I had my inverter, batteries, and charge control in that, and I had a circuit breaker box, a 30 amp that I could plug in my RV too. So that helped us out greatly with fuel and with fuel and power, right? Because we had I had 9 panels. I had 8 Battleborn batteries, and then I had my huge inverter and charge controller in there. So it stabilized us for those 6 months. And we blew up a generator. We had the generator running constantly in the sun, and it actually blew up, so we had to go get another one. It was under warranty with Harbor Freight, so we just ran out and swapped it. I would highly recommend, if you're going to get a generator, don't order one off Amazon. Get it from a big box store with a good warranty, where if it goes down, you can just swap it, versus trying to get parts, trying to fix it, etc. Because you're off grid, you want power. If you get it from Amazon, you can't, right? So Harbor Freight, get the insurance, swap it out, make sure there's no fuel in it, swap it out, no questions asked, get a new one, right? That's what I would recommend, and that's what we did. Shout out to my array now. I'm gonna get those panels on, but yeah, we have 12 panels here, 3 panels on the RV array still that I'm gonna move to this one, and then add 3 more for a total 18. You guys seen videos on this. We added those for weight, because we get gnarly wind out here, so I'm just trying to weigh it down so the corners don't lift up. I couldn't get crazy deep. Something's living under there. I couldn't get these posts crazy deep because of the rocks. So best we could, and it's holding up good so far. So I can't complain, knock on wood, about this array. So yeah, I'm glad I'm in the shade for this one. It's freaking hot out there. So next thing we did was added a tank. So if you go to my previous videos, we just put one 500-gallon tank here. Right around the time we got a roof, you can see here. So we were able to hook this up to the roof pretty quick, and we did water runs too, and we were able to transfer water from this tank to the RV, and we used one of those little blue RV filters. Worked out well. Obviously now I'm rocking 2 tanks. So I have 1,000 gallons with a pump house, with a whole house filter, and we have overflow that we can use. We don't use the IBC tow water, that's for outside, but that's our first flush. So if you don't know what a first flush is, you let the first a few minutes of the rain divert into that with all the dirtiness. I mean, it ain't clean because I got bird crap on the roof, but the dirt, bugs, and all that goes into this tank versus these tanks. That's the idea anyways. So but number 5 was stabilizing our water. Yeah, and we're still building that, so we'll get more tanks eventually. I came back around to the vehicles. So I have to give a major shout out to vehicles. Number 6, you need to have good vehicles. When I say good, that doesn't mean new, right? I don't get new vehicles. I don't do depreciating assets, all that. So we came out here. Let me get in the shade. It's hot. Let me get against the Xterra. We came out here. We used my wife's 2016 Renegade to fund the land. Sold that to CarMax out in Albuquerque. We bought the land with the proceeds from that. Came out with a 2007 Xterra and a Jeep. The Xterra, we had a trailer to pull the water. We ended up blowing out that transmission. It has since been replaced. The Wrangler, my YJ, which is a 91, I used that as a daily for 2 years. The rear U-joint of the front drive shaft broke, and the drive shaft came through the floor. That has since been fixed. So we got those cars down. But when we damaged the Xterra, we went out and got this. All right, we got this Excursion here. It did us good for 2 years. We were gonna keep fixing it up and whatnot, but the friggin' transfer case locked up on this, and the whole and it ripped itself off. So front drive shaft tore off, rear drive shaft tore off, and the transfer case ripped itself off from the mounting bolts in the transmission and fell on the ground. All right, so you can see here, this is the remnants of it. We might fix it, we might not. I don't know, I haven't decided, depending how much it's gonna cost. But so it's sitting there with some mouse stuff in it to keep the mice out of it. So that was fun. That was a fun day. I gotta keep my phone in the shade. It's saying it needs to cool down. So we have a beater, you can see here, F250. I want to talk about having a beater truck. It's the greatest thing ever. So water, this IBC totes 275 pounds. We do water runs weekly with it. Every 3 or 4 weeks, we got to do 2 in a week to just top off our tanks if it doesn't rain. Water's heavy. It's roughly 8 pounds a gallon, right? So just times that by 275, you're over 2,000 pounds, right? You cannot haul water with an F like 150 or equivalent. I mean, you can, but you might break the suspension, whatever. Right? You can't do a Ranger, you can't do something. You want at least a 250, and that's why I say a beater truck. At least that's what I have to do it. So I have a beater truck with a few backups, right? So you saw the Excursion, but the Xterra can do it. The Wrangler can do it if it has to. Actually, pull weight because we have a trailer that can handle the water. But we bought a backup vehicle now, a better one. Now we've instituted our plan. We've saved. It was going to be next year. It was a little earlier because the Excursion broke. But so we went out and got an F350. It's a 2015. So this is the backup that we're going to use for the water if we need, if the beater truck goes down or something happens, right? So the Excursion went down. We got the big cab in the back and the bed. So my wife is actually going to drive this beast of a truck. So this can easily handle the water. It can almost handle 2 in the back. So that's what we did. All right, so for us, I had to get out of the sun. The phone was saying it's too hot and it's hot outside. The sun decided to come out. But for us, the biggest issue has been vehicles. The roads are not good and you're hauling water, right? So we're beating them up that way. I go to work every day, so I commute like 100 miles a day. My wife commutes to bring the kids to school, so our vehicles are getting used constantly. So we've been fortunate enough to have a few cars that are with some backups. So if something does go down, I have another vehicle that gets work, and we have other vehicles that can haul water. So if you can, that's what I would suggest you do, right? Have vehicles, and when you're thinking about vehicles, have vehicles that can haul water, and ensure you have backup vehicles that can haul water. And we also have a trailer too, so which can haul the water, make it a smaller car can haul it, like an Xterra, right? So that's why we kind of went old with all our cars too. I'm not buying a depreciating asset. I'm not buying new. I'm not going into debt for vehicles. I'll try to fix these until they die. So those were some of the things that we did, how we kind of did it in a quick rundown. Number one, Zillow. We went on, figured out where we want to live, saw what was in the area. 2, we looked at codes. We actually almost bought in one of the harder counties. We put an offer at Torrance County, and before we had heard and done research, and thankfully it fell through. That's a pretty strict county. 3, so we looked at we made sure codes were good. Then we did a fence, right? Fence is important because it's a free range state. Ranchers can just let their cows do whatever they want. So it's me as a property owner have to keep them out. Then we did a septic, right? Don't mess with your own crap. You can if you want. I don't suggest it. But if that's you, go do it. And then we did solar. We had solar hooked into the RV. Generators are okay, but you're paying money for gas. You have to cover them. They need to be in the shade. Because we blew ours up because it wasn't in the shade. And then we just had some hard times in our RV. We had an RV, but it wasn't the greatest. So then we got solar. We hooked the solar up to the RV, right? And then the water, we stabilized our water. And then we started working on getting more vehicles. And, well, we had our house built. I didn't build our house. 90% of our house I contracted it out. We got an architect. We got a general contractor. They built it for us to the specs we designed in the plans. What we did, we painted, we did all the doors, we did all the trim, we did our island, we did the kitchen sink, I did the pump house, the plumbing, the electrical, all that was done by professionals. What I did, like the water, I plumbed it into where, say, the well would go, where the PEX was outside the house. Boom, I got that in there. And I got the solar going. So my house, I can't take credit that I did it. I don't know how to weld. I don't got time to weld. I don't got time to build this thing. We were pretty fortunate. We sold our house. We had equity in the house, which allowed us to kind of help with doing the lifestyle we're living now. I don't want to joke. We left a lot out of our video, the hard parts, because A, I could care less about subs, and I was never doing a daily life. B, I mean, it's hard. So off-grid takes a lot of upfront work, and honestly, money, it sucks. So you need to get the solar, you need to get the RV, you should get the septic, right? All these cost money. You just don't go out and put an RV out there and say, hey, let's go. I mean, you could boondock, I guess, but you don't want to leave your crap and just let it go out into the desert, right? So it takes money, it takes planning, it takes time to get all this going. It's tiring, but it's also very rewarding. I'm in the slower part right now, thankfully. We got through that. But yeah, man, those of y'all out there doing it and hustling and going off grid, it's awesome. More power to you. Welcome to the club, I guess. And I wish you the best. Reach out with questions. I'll do my best to answer how we did it and how we are continuing to do it. Like I said, we're kind of in a slowdown. We have a few coming up. Our kitchen island, we're going to be expanding. The pump house, we're going to be turning into a pump shed. We're going to be changing out our water heater. We're going to be upgrading our whole house filter. And we're going to be adding more water tanks. Those are the big ones. And a retaining wall in the front of our house. But I got to get over this hump. We did vacation. We did the F-350 because the excursion went down. And then now we're kind of saving up for our son. So once that is done, I can start projects again and start sharing those projects with you. So, but that's how we did it. Just wanted to share with you. Like I said, it's a Sunday. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Sucks we all got to go to work tomorrow, or a lot of us anyways. But yeah, hope you all had a great weekend and have a great week.